Hi guys, this is Natalie with The Style Nerd, and I'm back with my Shop My Colors series. And today I actually wanted to shop at Sephora with you guys. So I thought it would be really cool to take a look at some of the color drops in makeup and help you find the best makeup colors for your seasonal palette. And just to briefly overview, the methodology that I use is a 16 season methodology, so you can be one of 16 subcategories with a respective color palette. And if you're interested in signing up for my services, I offer in-person color analysis, body archetype identification, closet edits, and personal shopping in person in San Diego, California along the coast. And I also offer my services virtually across the globe, so get in touch if you're interested in being analyzed. And here's just a little overview of my website. Link is in the description. Get in touch. I'd love to hear from you. All right, so let's get started. And just, I did go over the 3 dimensions of color in my last video. Now, when I'm analyzing people and I'm doing a color analysis session, wherever my clients fall on that spectrum of the 3 dimensions of color, which are undertone, value, and chroma, that is what determines what colors suit them best. And so if I don't want to go over it again here because it's detailed and it'll take too much time, and I want to just jump right into figuring out great colors for you. But if you're interested in learning more about that, you can find that in my first video in the 2nd chapter. And I really go into depth about those 3 dimensions of color and how they relate to your chromatic characteristics and your features and how that relates to what colors suit you best. All right, so let's have a look here. So I know Sephora's sale just ended, so that's sad. I wish I had done this before that, but look through here. Let's find some cool colors as they relate to your seasonal palette, and hopefully you have an idea of what that could be. Maybe you were color analyzed, and so this video will just give you some more guidance on best makeup options for you. So let's see here, new arrivals. Let's start there. I love this shade, and it is fairly accurately depicted here online. So cool summers, great shade for you right here. Pally Punch, it's a lavender mauve tone. Tower 28. Okay, let's see. Samo Spritzer, it says it's a rosy mauve. And so that description sounds very much like something that a soft summer could wear. So they have a neutral leaning cool undertone. They're not fully cool like a cool summer. They're an autumn influenced summer. And so some of that peeks through in this kind of slight, they can handle just like a slight warmth in their tones, although they still need to be leaning cool. That would suit them best. I would say that this looks fairly warm to me. A soft autumn could play with this too because it's fairly neutral. It's neutral, but it's very muted and soft, and so that's their dominant characteristic. So this would really suit them best. It's not too bright, and they can handle some level of depth in their colors, and this is just deep enough, but it's still very soft, and it's in that neutral cool range, you know, or just a neutral range. So soft autumns and soft summers. This Samo Spritzer from Tower 28, their matte powder blush, this would look great on you. Okay, now this is a very highly saturated color. It's so a summer might have a hard time wearing this. It's not muted enough. It's not soft enough, not enough like gray in there to mute it down for them. But it's very cool. Although I will say that possibly a light summer, if you went light-handed with it, a light summer could look great in this because they're medium chroma, so they can handle some level of vibrancy in their colors. A light spring could play with this. So although it's you know, definitely depicted as a fairly cool pink tone, light springs, they're neutral leaning warm, so undertone is not their dominant characteristic, and so they could actually play with some pink tones like this. Although I love seeing light springs and peachy tones as well, but this could possibly work for them too. Let's see here. Culver Crush. This is labeled as a pinky peach, and yeah, I mean, this is very warm. A warm spring would look amazing in this. It's still high in value. It's light. And it's, to me, it's reading very warm. So if your dominant characteristic is warmth, this would look amazing on you. So warm springs, warm autumns, this definitely has a punch to it. So I think a spring would do best with that. But a warm autumn, you know, they're a spring influenced autumn, and so they can handle a level of vibrancy to their colors too, although they need somewhat of a softening to that. But this would look great on a warm autumn as well, but definitely for a warm spring. Oh, this is, see, it says it's a warm hot pink, but I could see this on a winter as well. So sometimes, you know, the names or the descriptions of the names can be slightly deceiving. So I do see what they're saying. There could possibly be some yellow popping through here, and maybe in person it is a lot warmer. But it's so vibrant and it's still quite cool that I could definitely see a winter wearing this, especially a bright winter that's neutral leaning cool in undertone. And even a bright spring could play with this because they're neutral leaning warm. And it's got that nice pop of color. It's definitely predominantly bright. So if you are predominantly bright, this would look excellent on you. You can handle this for sure. And that was Felice Fresca. Okay, so this to me reads very autumn. It's soft, it's deep, and it's warm. A deep autumn would look amazing in this. This is called Sautel Slushy. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced that. Sautel Slushy. And so it's got, yes, it has like a rosy tone to it, but it's very terracotta. It's got that earthy quality to it. Could definitely see the autumns wearing this. So soft autumn, possibly a little bit too deep for you, but not quite. I could still see a soft autumn in this. Warm autumn, you could play with this too. And deep autumn, for sure, this would look amazing on you. It's got a lot of depth in there. You can handle that level of depth. All right, Long Beach Iced Tea. Now this is very much a soft autumn color. A soft summer could play with it, but it's leaning slightly too warm. Again, they're neutral cool, the soft summers, so they can kind of play with, you know, a little bit of warmth. It's okay. But I could definitely see a soft autumn in this. It's soft. It's not too intense. You know, it's predominantly soft. It's very, it's a very natural look. They would look great in this. It's warm. So Long Beach Iced Tea, soft autumn. And it's still got some depth in there. Could definitely work for them. It's got an earthiness to it too. All right, let's look at some more makeup. Let's look at some other stuff here. Let me navigate back to the home screen. Let's see some more new arrivals. Ooh, Lawless has some nice, they're a clean brand too. They have some nice lip glosses. I think that's their star product for sure, is their lip glosses. Okay, this is a new shade. What's it called? Strawberry Popsicle. Very summer. Cool summers would look great in this. Even a light summer, it's light enough. Cool summers can even handle a little bit more depth. Again, they're a winter influenced summer, so they can handle an even deeper pink than this, but it's very cool, so they would look great in this as well for like a lighter, just like a lighter finish. Soft summer, this is, you know, I would not place this on a soft summer. They do better with neutral cool tones that are a little bit dustier, and a little bit deeper as well. But light summer, cool summer, you can definitely play with this Strawberry Popsicle color. It's a great one. Let's see. This is new too, but it's already sold out. Definitely a light summer shade. Definitely. Let's see some of their other colors. Cherry Vanilla. This to me looks like a blue-based red, and so I would say that it's also quite bright. I would put this in the winter category. A winter bright would look great in this. A true winter. In my methodology, a true winter is equally balanced between the three characteristics that make up a winter. So they don't have a dominant characteristic. They're equally balanced, and so all the colors, all the subseasons of the winter category would look great on them. So winter deep, Winter cool and winter bright colors would look amazing on them because they're equally balanced between depth, coolness, and brightness. Now, if you had a dominant characteristic like depth of color, you look really good in dark colors, then you would be a deep winter, and dark colors would suit you best. You'd also have a sister palette that shared your dominant characteristic, which is the depth, so you could actually play with some colors in the deep autumn category because your undertone is not as significant as the fact that you require dark colors. So low value is actually your main characteristic, and that's what you would focus on when selecting colors. So here's actually an example of a color that would look amazing on a deep autumn, and even a deep winter could play with this. So it's, browns can lean warm or cool. So they're a neutral color. So for example, a winter can still play with brown, although, black would suit them better in most cases. If a winter were to choose a brown tone, it would be an espresso brown. So it would be brown with a lot of black in it, because that touch of black in the color, black is a very inky, and it's perceived as a very high chroma color, highly saturated, which winters do well in, and it's cool. So winters, not everybody looks great in black. Unfortunately, we were told for years, we've been told that black suits everybody, but that's just not true. Black has a very unique set of characteristics that relate to the winter category, seasonal category. So winters actually suit black the best. So again, winters espresso black, espresso brown would be your best version of a brown because it has a lot of black in that. And then for summers, you can do a lot of those taupes. So it's kind of like a grayed down, softer brown. Looks amazing on you. So cool brown tones that are a little bit lighter in value, grayed down, look great on you. For springs, you're going to have, your browns are going to be camels. So camel tones look amazing on springs. And then for autumns, your browns are more in that kind of earthy terracotta range. So those terracotta tones that have been popular for many, many years, those look so good on autumns. That is your version of brown. So this one right here, this is called Maple Sugar. I think a deep autumn would look best in this color. It's deep, it's neutral, warm, and it's still somewhat soft, actually. It's not very high chroma. But again, a deep winter could play with this as well. Let's look at something else. Let's see some more new arrivals. Let's see here. Now, when you guys are looking for foundations, you just want to match your skin's overtone. So most people's overtone reflects their undertone. Some people have a overtone that actually contradicts their undertone, and that's why it's actually great to seek out a color consultant that can help you figure that out. So oftentimes we find people that have a yellow overtone and a cool undertone. And so when you're selecting foundations, though, you'll want to match your skin's overtone. So if you're leaning slightly warm in your overtone, but you have a cool undertone, you still want to match that foundation to your overtone. Now, when you're selecting, even if you have this discrepancy in your overtone and your undertone, it's still very important that when you're choosing eyeshadow colors, blushes, and lipsticks, that you're matching your undertone. So that first dimension of color, your undertone. So if you have a cool undertone, cool colors. You're also thinking about the value. So whether you look better in lighter or darker colors, and you're also needing to consider the chroma. So how bright is this color, or how soft is it? So those are the three things that you should be thinking about when you're picking your best makeup. So I hope that wasn't confusing, but that's the best way to think about it. Think about it in terms of where you fall on the scale of the 3 dimensions of color. Okay, this Dior Lip Glow, wow. Oh my gosh. I'm very drawn to colors like this, but this is like a winter color. Possibly a bright spring could play with this, a bright winter. Or honestly, most winters could play with this. A cool winter could play with this as well. Beautiful. Beautiful color. And what was that called? That looks like a new color. It's called Pink Pop. It's a bright pink. So bright springs, bright winters, this is for you. Okay, berries. So berries are very much a winter color. You can see that it has depth. So there's some black in there. It's cool. And it's still saturated. It's high chroma. It's bright. And so a true winter would look amazing in this. A deep winter could definitely play with those vampy looks. They look amazing in that. It doesn't look too intense on them. They can actually handle that very well. So if you're a deep winter, I mean, I'm envious of the fact that you can really play up that vampy look. And then, yes, a bright winter could still play with this. Although for a bright winter, I would do a more poppy color like this, like Pink Pop. So berry, the color's name is berry. This is for you, winters. Oh, this is so pretty. Pink lilac, soft lilac. This is definitely a summer tone. I don't know how bright this would show up, but this is definitely for summers. So soft summer could play with this. Cool summer, 100%. This is there's a lot of blue in here in this lavender. So cool summers. And even light summers, it's light enough that you could get away with this as well. Let's look at some more, maybe some shadow palettes. Are there any new eyeshadow palettes? Now, I've noticed that a lot of eyeshadow palettes, they often lean warm, but recently I've seen a lot of great cool toned eyeshadow palettes. So it's been pretty exciting for me as cool undertone people. This is great. I love the Westman Atelier Baby Cheeks Lip and Cheek Cream. This is great. We can look at that. I highly recommend this product. It's a great cream blush. So let's look at their new colors. So Pop It. I actually think this has been around for a while. Poppy Pink. This leans somewhat warm to me. So a bright spring could play with this. It might be just a touch too cool for a warm spring. But definitely a bright spring and a bright winter could definitely play with this color as well. It's very bright. It's kind of in that neutral warm, neutral cool range. So yeah, bright spring, bright winter, possibly a cool winter could possibly get away with this. It depends on how much yellow is in here. So cool winter, you could probably play with this as well. Let's see this other new shade here. And I don't think this is new because I recall this being around for a couple of years, but I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's pronounced Coquette. It's a bright pinky peach, and this would look great on a soft autumn. I even would say that a light spring could play with this. So it's very light, and they're predominantly light. So I would say soft autumn, light spring. This is for you. This is such a cute color. Really pretty, neutral, warm tone. Let's try to find some shadow palettes though. Let's see. Let's see what we got. Okay, Makeup by Mario Mattes eyeshadow palette. By the way, springs and winters, you look great in colors that have some luminosity to them and some sparkle. So things like this over here on the right. So something with a shimmer looks great on you because you are a high chroma season. So vibrant, luminous, reflective eyeshadows look great on you. Things with sparkle. And then for summers and autumns, especially so I would say autumns and like soft summers, you guys look great in matte shades where it's, it's softened. That matteness makes it appear softer. Your soft subcategory seasons, summer and autumn. And, I would say light summers and cool summers, you can handle some reflectivity because cool summers are a winter influenced summer. So they can handle somewhat higher chroma colors, and light summers are spring influenced summers. And so they're also medium chroma. So they can handle a touch of, like a cute little highlight or just a little bit of shimmer. But springs and winters, you guys can really do those like super sparkly looks and it looks amazing on you. But I will say I love matte shades too. So, you know, I guess it really just depends on what you prefer too. So this Makeup by Mario palette right here, this is very warm. These are a lot of warm tone nude shades. So if you have a warm undertone, this is for you. If you're in autumn, this is for you. These matte shades would look excellent on you. We can click on it just so you can see a bigger image of it. Yeah, this would look great on autumns, all of the autumns, because you have some lighter shades for the soft autumns, you have some warmer shades for the warm autumns, and you got some deep shades for the deep autumns. It's great. Really nice. Dior. Okay. So you got some, this is, you know, this is like neutral. This is kind of in the middle, leaning warm, leaning cool. This is definitely leaning warm. This kind of champagne shade. This would look great on a spring, a light spring, a warm spring. This luminosity, this shimmer would look amazing on you. Pop it in the center of your eyelid. It would look great. This is a cooler shimmer shade that a summer, like a light summer, would look great in this. This over here is kind of neutral, leaning cool, and I think a soft autumn, or especially so a soft summer, would look great in a shade like this. It's got the right value too. Cool summer would look excellent in these kind of graphite colors. So they're a winter influenced summer and they can handle some depth of color and some intensity. This is this is kind of neutral. Could go kind of, you know, I'm trying to see how much gray is in this brown. Could a summer pull this off? Possibly, if it's more taupey. So it could possibly work for summers, and a soft autumn would look great in this as well, because they're neutral leaning warm. They're not super warm. This right here, let me go back to the cursor. So this right here would look great on a deep autumn. It's got that kind of like mahogany tone to it. So it's definitely warm, it's deep, and it's dark. This would look great on a soft summer. So I think it's leaning cool. It's got some gray in there that really softens it up. Leaning cool and still somewhat light. And these, you know, these really, winters look amazing in black liner, black mascara, really like intensely, like smoked out, intense looks look great on winters. And then, by the way, your body archetype. So I also do body archetype identification, and your body archetype and your bone structure, the flesh on your bones, that actually also determines what makeup styles look best on you. So some people look really good in really sharp makeup application, and some people look better in blended looks. And so I also offer that as a service if you're interested, because when you combine your best colors and you also consider your bone structure and your frame and what clothing styles suit your silhouette the best, and when you combine the best colors, the best silhouettes for you, you look amazing. You shine, you pop. You don't get so focused on trends anymore, because the focus moves away from trends and it actually gets focused on you and what suits you best, and you end up saving a lot of money that way. So if you're interested in those services, reach out to me. My website link is in the description, and I'd love to work with you. So I work with people all across the globe virtually or in person locally in San Diego, California, along the coast. So I'd love to connect with you guys if you're interested. Okay, let's go back to, I want to go back to the eyeshadows actually. Oh, look at that. So another Makeup by Mario matte eyeshadow palette. So it's matte, and this is the neutral palette, and it's definitely a lot less warm than the last one that we looked at. So you have a lot of these right here, these colors right here on the left are neutral leaning cool browns. These would look amazing on summers. So it's got that taupey kind of vibe. Great, that's great for a summer. these right here are leaning somewhat warmer. I hope you can see the difference here between the one on the left and the one on the right, but the one on the right is leaning warmer, so autumns would look great on this. And even springs, like a warm spring, this has almost got like a camel tone to it. A warm spring would look amazing in this eyeshadow right here. And then below you have a deeper shade right here. This is quite neutral, so a deep autumn, a deep winter would look great in this brown. It's kind of like right on the edge there. This is like a dusty blue shade and a dusty pink shade right above. Soft summers, you'd look great in those tones. And these peachy tones up here, right up on top here, these look great on springs. They also, even though they're matte, they still, because of the lightness, they look kind of reflective. So when you add white to color, that can actually happen. So it's got some reflectivity here. It's really nice. And this is more of like it's leaning warm for sure. Autumns would look great in this. This is kind of neutral. This could go autumn or summer. It does look slightly warm though, so more so autumn. And then obviously you got the black here. This will look great on a winter. So for summers, I would recommend cool brown mascara and eyeliner shades. And for winters, you can do black. And then for autumns, you can do warm brown eyeliner and mascara colors. And for springs, the warmer browns will look great on you as well. Okay, let's go back. This is so pretty by Anastasia. These right here, these shimmer tones right here, springs, you would look amazing in this. Springs, this is for you. This is what I'm talking about, this reflectivity, this luminosity and sparkle. Amazing, amazing on you, springs. Autumn, this kind of antique bronze shade right here, and this right here, this coppery shade, this would look great on an autumn, and it's not as reflective as these on top. Do you guys see that? So springs, this is your world right here. Autumns, this is for you right down here. Autumns and springs, this is an amazing palette for you. It's the Mini Spice Eye Palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. And these top shades right up here, these would also look good on springs and autumns. There's still some reflectivity here. So springs, and it's lighter, so great for springs. This whole palette, it's amazing for you, autumns and springs. So you guys should check that out. Oh, I just saw it. Let's see, I saw like a cool tone palette by them down here. Look at that. The Sugar Eye Palette, also by Anastasia Beverly Hills. Cool tone. Cool tone browns right here would look great on summers. Really great. This pinky tone right here, amazing for summers. And summers can handle some kind of like watercolor effect, so some luminosity is okay for them, although it should be softer. This would look so great on you summers. Cool summers, light summers especially. This is for you. Soft summers right here. These two tones right here would look great on you. They're a little bit more neutral cool. They're a little bit deeper. You are bordering autumn, so you can handle some depth of color as well. And they're soft. There's some gray peeking through here. And then this down here, you know, a cool summer could play with this. Just be a little bit light-handed. They are a winter-influenced summer. So they can handle some depth and some pop of color, like medium chroma colors. But this is definitely entering into the winter range, although I will say that a deep autumn could also play with this because it's kind of neutral cool right here. But deep winters, this would look great on you as well. Okay, let's just browse the shadows just a little more. Let's go back here. The Soft Glam Shadow Palette. This here in person, I have this shadow palette and I haven't used it yet. I'm going to start using it possibly. It does seem a lot warmer here online, so it's depicted in a much warmer way. In person, it's a lot more neutral, but I will say I don't know if I would buy it again because there's way too many warm colors and I'm leaning cool. And so I don't have too much to play with here. The rose pink is great for me. Sultry is great for me. Possibly Cypress Umber. In person, it actually leans a little bit more cool, I would say, but I can't remember. I haven't looked at the palette in a while. So correct me if I'm wrong, but this is a little bit more, Cypress Umber is more of a neutral tone. You got some red coming through there. Definitely would look great like on a deep autumn, deep winter. But it does have kind of like this pinky hue. So, you know, that's what this rosiness that's coming through makes me feel like I could almost play with it. Or like a deep winter could play with it. Obviously burnt orange, sienna, orange soda, fairy, glistening. Those are all for springs and autumns, especially springs. These tones right here, these peachy tones, apricot tones would look amazing on you. Sienna is an amazing color for a warm autumn. This would look fantastic on you. And Dusty Rose, that's actually what sold me is I saw Dusty Rose and I was like, I want that. That's a cute color. Soft Summers would look great in this too. I'm a cool summer. It's, you know, neutral cool. I could do cooler, but actually it's got a lot of, you know, it's got a lot of blue pulling through there. So I could play with that too. But that dustiness is definitely a key word for soft. And so Soft Summers, this color is for you. For sure, it's for you. So that's the Soft Glam palette by Anastasia, Beverly Hills. YSL has some shadow palettes. You know, I try to avoid eyeshadows that have talc in them. This does have talc in it. So I haven't personally used this, but they're definitely luminous. A lot of their shades are very luminous. I'd love to hear if you guys, what your favorite palettes are. So let me know what your favorite brands, palettes, lipstick shades. Let me know down in the comments below because I love trying out new makeup shades and brands. So Storadolls, this is actually leaning cool. So they're correct, cool nude beige. Sometimes the descriptions aren't accurate, so you need to kind of judge for yourself, but this is very much a summer palette. So these are cool brown shades and taupes. These would look amazing on you summers. I don't know how to pronounce this. I think it's Gwilie's Dream. So they're saying it's a neutral nude pearl with terracotta, beige, and mid brown, and this is definitely leaning autumn. So those terracotta shades, those warm brown shades, this champagne shimmer would look great on a spring too, but the other three shades are very deep, so I would say this is great for an autumn. Oh, this is so pretty. I love this. These rose tones are cool. And they have a lot of gray in them. They're definitely leaning cool. And they're mid-tones, so this is excellent for a summer. Cool summers, soft summers, and even light summers. You can play with this palette right here. Yeah, this is leaning very warm. Like a warm autumn or a warm spring would do very well with this Casbah Spices palette right here. Over Noir, this would look amazing on you winters. You got those cool graphite grays with some shimmer. You got that cool, I guess maybe we could call this even a champagne. I feel like champagne tones can lean cool or warm. This is like a cooler champagne tone or like a pearl tone. Would look amazing on winters because again, they can do some of that contrast, that light dark contrast looks amazing on them. So if they did like a deep smoky, let me dip into this here, make it bigger if possible. So if they, you know, do like a bold smoky look and then they pop this lighter shade right here in the center of their lid, that would look so good on you winters. You should get it. Although I don't love that it has talc in the ingredient list. And there's so many options nowadays where they actually don't use that as an ingredient anymore. So I think even NARS now, they started making their blushes without talc, and Laura Mercier, their powders that are so popular, they started to make them talc free. So a lot of, which is great because that gives me more options too. This is definitely great for a deep autumn. This is a palette for you, and just autumns in general can definitely play with this palette right here. Let's see what it's called. over Brune. Really great. So I don't want this video to be too long, so that'll kind of wrap it up for today. But I hope you enjoyed this Shop My Colors part 2 in my series. Part 1, we actually were shopping at Lululemon. So if you guys have any suggestions for stores that you'd like me to continue the series at, I'd love to hear from you. And once again, if you're interested in a color analysis session, virtually, in person, a body archetype identification service. I also do closet edits and personal shopping. Please reach out to me. My information is in the description below. You can visit me on my site and reach out to me. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to work with you. I'm very passionate about this, and I just love making everyone feel like their very best. And I love making you guys shine and just giving you the right tools to make that happen. So please reach out to me if you're interested, and I'll check back in with you guys soon. All right, bye.